action. 8th Region Girls Basketball on Glycod. Here at the Roy, Glycod is your site for 8th Region Girls quarterfinal action here this evening. By the way, gave you your starting lineups, did not let you know that they are brought to us by Morton Family Dental. A healthy smile means a healthier you. Visit Mortenson Dental to locate an office near you. Appreciate Mortenson Dental for our starting lineups each and every game. Oldham County game here on Glycod as we're going to get another bucket up and in. They're going to say that was a three.
South Oldham changing defenses, but Woodford having none of it. You know, coming out of the box, shooting the ball well.
Emma Ruby now with a pair of threes to go along with Haley Gordon's triple, so 3 of them knocked in already. Now driving in, floating this one up and in, and that is Taylon Wade on the bucket. And what a quick start here for Woodford County. Dropping it down low for Madison Young as she nearly gets it taken away. Justin Kalen, Coach Gary Forrest on the call for you this evening. Scott Moore, our on-site producer. Leslie Moore operating the camera for us this evening.
Tough shot off balance.
Yeah, this ball caroms out of bounds. Last touched by South Oldham.
South Oldham right now 2 for 6 from the field. And Woodford a cool 5 out of 6.
And now a takeaway here by the Dragons.
Nice back tip by Turner.
As Young gives it up into the hands of Bricky, who gets her first points.
They really play well together. You know, everything keyed out front by Young.
Now another long 2 here. Might have even been a 3 by Woodford County, but comes up empty. And now they're going to drop it out, kicking it outside. The long 2 here. Rebound by Young. Young going right up the middle of the floor, now spinning inside the lane, and she's going to be fouled with 3:18 to play here in this first quarter.
Well, Young, very heady. She'll do a good job, but where she really hurts you is in that paint area. You know, you might want to give her that outside shot, but you let her get in the paint, and she's going to be very successful.
Young at the free throw line now where she knocks down the first.
Let's see if we change defenses again. Last time down, South went to a 1-2-2 half court. They had been in a 2-2-1, so they're changing it around. Full court 1-2-2 right now.
Young now with 6 points after the 2 made free throws. Makes it 13-8. Woodford just wants to get it inside every time, Coach. Then they find a shooter outside the perimeter.
Woodford's playing like they got a shot clock. They're not wasting any time.
Now back the other end, the miss. Stick back opportunity, that also comes off, and we're going to get a foul down low. As it was Anaya Pratt, the junior, had the offensive rebound initially, and then a foul down low. Gives it back to Woodford here.
1-2-2 full court, trying to put pressure and speed them up.
And nearly forcing a turnover there.
You usually put your best defender, your most athletic person out front, and that's where they've got Young. You know, let her be disruptive. It's got good reach. Touch the ball, let's get a piece of the action.
Up top with it here. Now trying to drop it down low as that ball caroms out of bounds.
There's the case there, Justin.
Yep.
3 different defenders got a piece and finally goes out of bounds off of Woodford.
South Oldham now coming back the other direction. They've trimmed the deficit down to just 5 now. And driving all the way in, floating that one up, that was Grace Turner.
Turner got hit hard too. You shoot those floaters, you want to be careful.
Now on the other end, a quick jumper up and in. It's Evie Hall on the bucket. Now a three-pointer on the other end, cannot answer. And back come the Yellow Jackets. Gordon drops this one off. Another long 2, comes up empty. Defensive rebound here for the Dragons. So much different from the first game where we had contrast of styles. Both these teams want to run.
Very much so.
As now the Dragons going to take some more contact down in that corner, as it was Taylon Wade, the guilty party.
Wade, last couple times, a little slow getting down the floor, a little slow on defense then, got a call. I think Coach saw it, took her out, gave her a little break.
She brings in an 8th grader to replace her, Molly Lockman.
Once again, another shot by Young, short.
And a good look from the free throw stripe there. As that one comes up empty, that was Haley Hammer, another 8th grader out on the, I stand corrected, that was Allie Stahl.
Are you catching this trend with girls basketball?
Yeah, a lot of 8th graders.
Yep, a lot of young kids.
Woodford County with 3 of them on their roster, 3 8th graders and a 7th grader. South Oldham a little bit older, just the 1 8th grader. As this shot comes off. Coach, how come sometimes they call it out of bounds when a ball goes on the top of the backboard, other times they don't?
Well, we're looking down at the backboard. You can see it where if it hits the top of the backboard, it's in play. But there's a metal bar about 2 inches running parallel to it. If it touches that, it's out of play.
Okay.
Yes.
Always wondered that. As the inbounds here. And another missed shot, but the offensive rebound left short.
Young having a hard time getting the ball to drop tonight.
South Oldham's gotten some really good looks, just have left everything short thus far.
4 for 16 here this first quarter.
Wow. A lot of shots for a quarter.
And they're missing short shots, follow shots.
Under a minute to play in the first frame here, as we're going to get another foul called. That's going to be number 3 on South Oldham. 15-8, Woodford County leading. Game number 2 of 2 here at Henry County this evening. 8th Region Girls quarterfinal action. In the corner with it here are the Yellow Jackets. Good double team, and then she tried to feed it down low where there was another double team waiting. Now the Dragons down to 40 seconds left, and there's some hard contact up top, and that's going to result in free throws. That's number 5 of the quarter.
Close to an arm transplant there.
Arm bar of some sort. Yeah, it could have been dangerous. College level, they would have called that a hook and hold and taken about 12 minutes to review it.
That's exactly. They went to 3 different cameras to get a better angle.
Free throw up and in here. And with that, we are going to get a timeout taken with 42 following the timeout, but I believe they called a lane violation. Is that what that was, Coach?
I'm not sure what they called it. Never saw the signal for a lane violation.
Well, I've still got 9 up on the scoreboard.
I noticed the official waved the free throw off.
Yeah.
That could have been the only thing they did, but I didn't see the signal for the violation to start. 1-2-2, Oldham. With 37 seconds here to go in the first quarter.
And South Oldham nearly getting the turnover in the backcourt, but instead it's going to be Haley Gordon.
Way too easy.
7 now first quarter points, and that Woodford leads up to 17-9.
Whoa.
And a good finish on the other end by Bricky. Bricky now with 5 points in the quarters. We're down to 10 seconds left. For South Oldham, you got to have a stop here. If you're Woodford, you want more points, but they're down to 3. Now 1. I don't know if they're going to get a shot off. They do. Back here at the Roy, Henry County High School, as we have got 8th Region Girls quarterfinal action for you here this evening, as it was Grant County defeating Owen County in game number 1 here this evening by a final score of 44-27. And Coach, after 1 quarter, Woodford County holding a 6-point lead over South Oldham. That was a very entertaining first quarter play.
Woodford County's kind of a team from the eastern part, only been in the region for 5 years now, and what we've seen this first quarter, I saw them early in the year, and they're a complete different team, a much better team.
As you mentioned, part of the 11th region prior to coming over to the 8th region. As now they are in possession of the basketball. Justin Kalin, Gary Forrest back alongside you here this evening. Fun night of girls basketball. Into the corner here, three-pointer by Gordon comes up empty. Hit that first one, but has struggled since. And now the defensive stop. Bricky dropping this one down low and up and in.
I thought she short-armed it to start with, but she's got that good bounce.
That was Jade Madej on the bucket.
Got a 2-3 on the half now, so South Oldham's throwing a lot at them, but no defensive rebound.
And that leaves Caroline Gribble with an open opportunity for her first points of the ball game. Now a foul on the other end. It's going to be the first of the quarter on Woodford, as it'll be Bryn Bricky stepping back to the free throw line where she calmly knocks in the first.
Bricky, as we mentioned, very good free throw shooter. You know, slight of build, another one of those young ones for the Lady Dragons.
Yeah, just a sophomore. Leads the team with 55 threes. And so far, she's been really solid from the free throw stripe as well, knocking down another pair.
Now this is time for South to make a little run here. Woodford got two of their starters out.
Woodford leading by 4 here. As now South Oldham going to turn up the defensive pressure. They're trapping up top, Coach.
You really want to find 22.
And now number 2 misses badly. As that is Molly Lockman, the 8th grader.
Well, right now, if you're South, you really want to locate Gordon. She's their scoring threat. You know what? 2 others are on the bench catching a break.
Grace Turner back on the floor for South Oldham as she'll replace McKenna Buckman, the freshman.
Woodford staying in that man-to-man.
Here's Bricky looking to juke her man and does so nicely, but throws up a wild one in the lane and comes up short. Now back the other direction is Emma Ruby.
Madison Young for South. Quite nice pick out front by Bricky.
And nearly got it picked right back. Yeah, you're right, Coach. Timed that one perfectly. Just poked that ball loose.
That's 5 turnovers for Woodford and 1 for South Oldham.
Dragons outscoring the Yellow Jackets 4-2 here in this second quarter thus far.
There's that 3-shooter.
As Bricky comes up empty this time, but the offensive rebound kept alive by Allie Stahl. And now it is Young with it. She can't convert. Ball batted around, last touched by South Oldham.
Young right now just having a hard time buying a basket, getting a lot of shots off in the paint, and that's usually where she's pretty good.
Woodford County making another substitution here, as it's going to be, there is the 7th grader, Lonnie Jones, number 15 coming in. She'll replace Molly Lockman, the 8th grader. Haley Gordon coming across the timeline with it.
They better know where Gordon is.
Jones gets it to Gordon. She gets double teamed and then throws it away. Good anticipation there by South Oldham, but they can't come up with the made layup. As that was Grace Turner coming up empty, and the ball will go back to the Yellow Jackets.
Well, South Chippies, they can't seem to get those to go in.
It's the thing, Coach, for as bad as they're shooting, as Jones misses the 3, for as bad as they're shooting, to find themselves only down 4, they've got to feel fortunate.
Very much so.
As here's Madison Young inside.
See, Young can't buy one.
She can't. Rebounded again by Woodford County. Now quickly up they come with Evie Hall. Up top, Gordon. Now over to the left for Ruby. Ruby directs traffic with 4:30 left here in this first half. Jones picks up her dribble, and she nearly loses it, but they're able to get it off inside, and they miss the bunny. And another opportunity. That one also comes up empty, and now we're going to get a jump ball and it'll stay here with Woodford County.
Well, Woodford couldn't buy one under the basket this time. Their ball out of bounds on possession.
Both teams have kind of gone cold here halfway through the second quarter.
Kind of hit a stale spot, sure have.
4-2. As Gordon with a chance to change that here. It's one of the better looks she's going to get all night and couldn't even find the rim.
I think, there's the old adage, she was almost too open.
Yeah.
Thought about it too much. South hasn't had the lead this game. Man, body slam.
Tell you what, Bricky is tough. She is seeking out the contact.
I tell you, she's slight of build, and it's like a kite when she gets hit.
She'll go back to the stripe for a couple more. Already got 7 points here in this ball game. Mentioned coming in just under 18 points per contest. As that first one up and in. Coach Hatchett relays something to her girls out there on the floor. As Bricky set for the second free throw, and she gets that one to fall as well.
So they're out of the full pressure. 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Got it back to within 2. What a way to fight back. As on the other end, that shot misses. And now here come the Dragons the other direction, down to Bricky. This time misses, but the rebound by Young, and she'll get it up and in.
Finally.
She's now got 8 points, and that's going to get us to a full timeout taken with 3:41 left to play here in the half. All knotted up at 19. We'll step aside for a break as well. We've got more Oldham High School's basketball coverage coming right up on Glycod.
If a drunk driver hurts or kills someone, the bar or restaurant that overserved that person is jointly responsible. I'm attorney John D. Camillus, and Rob and I hold restaurants and bars accountable. Let me speak directly to bar managers and bartenders. Be a frontline hero. Have the courage to cut someone off. If you've been in an accident with a drunk driver, call us. Our reputation is our trademark.
You're watching Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
For the latest updates on all things high school athletics, including continuous score updates, visit glycod.com. We really enjoy what we do and appreciate your support. Justin Kalen, Coach Gary Forrest back here alongside you, and it has been an entertaining first half thus far as we are knotted up at 19 now. Coach, South Oldham had to really battle back in this game after they trailed by 6 after the first quarter, but so far outscoring Woodford County 8-2 here in this second.
Well, we're seeing the second quarter of the South that we've seen throughout the year, and quite frankly, haven't seen Woodford a couple of times. I hadn't seen them play as well as they did early, so maybe they've leveled down.
They came out of this game with their hair on fire, hit 5 of their first 6 shots.
Yep. It's gotten a little spotty here as of late. South seems to pick things up defensively. There's a block by Young.
Great block. Now in the corner, Gordon will try a 3, and she finally gets one to fall.
Well, they've got to know where Gordon is.
That's now 10 for her. So 3 on the other end, looking for the answer was Grace Turner, and now a battle for the rebound. That's going to force a jump ball, and it'll stay here with South Oldham. By the way, another 8th grader on the floor for Woodford County, number 24 in black, Maggie Wilson. So all the youth getting minutes here in this one, as we are going to get an offensive foul called.
Illegal screen.
I believe they got Allie Stahl for that one.
Yes, they did. Stahl screened and actually helped open up the shot for Young, but that's why.
Gordon will bring it across the timeline.
They've just got to keep Gordon working her and keep her away from the ball. Nice box out by South.
Yeah. As now Young passes this one up, and Bricky all the way to the bucket for the finish. She's now got 11 in the game.
Well, that's the thing. Oldham's big 3 can get you double figures every game.
Looking for something to go their way here is Woodford County.
Got to trap that ball away from Gordon. Got to get it out of her hands.
They did so there. As now going to float it up, and they're going to roll contact on the shot attempt by Emma Ruby, so she'll head to the free throw line for a pair.
I think Pratt got caught with her hand in a cookie jar there. Oldham not able to gain the lead, to have trailed the entire first half. Woodford keeps leaving the door open, missing free throws.
One more try here for Emma Ruby. And got it.
That stroke looked pretty good there.
Yep. Now 7 points in the half for Ruby as Woodford County back on top by 2 as we've got 2 minutes left in the half. And a traveling violation is the call here.
Well, I hate to mention this, Chris, but the young lady just got called for the walk. Gracie Turner, her grandfather played for me.
You're no spring chicken anymore, Coach.
Apparently not, so I figured I'd get it out of the way. Illegal screen against Woodford, so once again, they leave the door open for South.
Madison Young will trigger the inbound in for
7 turnovers for Woodford.
Grace Turner here with it.
Turner more the setup guard.
And how about that? She says, take that for a setup guard, Coach.
Got a little scoop there. Put some sprinkles on it. So for the first time, South able to tie the score since it was 0-0 and a chance to go ahead with a free throw.
See if she can knock it in here as it's Grace Turner at the stripe. And she cannot. Woodford with the rebound. Now quickly up comes Lonnie Jones with it.
About to find Gordon if you're South.
Ruby gets a screen for Wilson.
Berkeley kind of locked in on her right now. Man to man by South. A lot of talking and communicating.
That's what it takes when you get to this point in the tournament, as we've got just over a minute left here in this first half. All knotted up at 23.
South played a little matchup zone right now.
Three-pointer left short, batted around, last touched by Madison Young. 54 seconds left. And now a takeaway by Bricky.
Turnover number 8 for Woodford County.
Bricky with a full head of steam takes some contact, and that's going to be number 5 on Woodford.
I think about half court, Bricky made up her mind. You know, known as a three-point shooter, you know, she was going to split the gap, and good things happen.
She's been very aggressive here in this first half, getting to the bucket and drawing fouls, and now she gives South Oldham their first lead of the contest.
Well, you know, she has a reputation of being a spot-up 3 shooter, and, you know, if you got a scouting report, you tell your people crowd her, and she took advantage when they did crowd up on her then. She went by them. For the first time, South Oldham a 2-point lead here toward the end of the second quarter.
And Bryn Bricky's been a major part of that. 8 points here in this second alone.
Well, they got great balance.
Yep. As Woodford County now down to 30 seconds. Ball in the hands of Haley Gordon.
We have not seen Taylor Wade back in the game. Hit a couple big buckets for Woodford early.
I think she picked up her second foul on that last one as Bricky's 3 comes up way short and then trying to save it in bounds and cannot. So we're down to 11 seconds left in the half. Stick with us during our halftime as we'll break it all down for you. Some halftime statistics, get you caught up on all the scoring. As Woodford inbounds here for Haley Gordon. She sends it over for Jones, who gets called for the double dribble.
I thought there was a reason that change of pace looks awfully good. Now, in the NBA, they would have let that one go.
Well, you know that.
It was just about a 3-second hesitation when she took the ball and kind of turned it.
So now South Oldham with 5 seconds left. See if they can get a bucket. And driving in,
going to
stay
shoot it in there.
aggressive. And now they will somehow get the shot off. And Allie Stahl is going to miss it, and that will bring us to the halftime break. It is South Oldham 25, Woodford County 20. No doubt. Bryn Brickey was a major reason as well that they were able to get back into it. She really picked up the intensity in that second quarter, and I thought made all the difference in the world. 8 points in that second quarter alone for Bryn Brickey. Coach, did Woodford County warm up? I don't think they did they?
Nope.
That's odd.
Kind of makes me wonder. Well, number one, back in the starting lineup after sitting a prolonged period of time. Had a good start, both on the boards, made some shots, but dealing with a little bit of foul trouble. They got her out with 2, so she must have a reputation of making fouls and making them quick.
Yeah, looks like both teams going with their original starting lineups for Woodford: Taylon Wade, Evie Hall, Caroline Gribble, Emma Ruby, and Haley Gordon. As the first shot of the half is missed. And here comes Madison Young. And we're going to get an offensive foul here. I believe they got her on the charge. Madison Young joined out there by Grace Turner, Allie Stahl, Bryn Brickey, and Jade Madej.
Kind of ran through the pass, if you will.
As Woodford looking for the tie or to take the lead here.
I'd give Wade that shot all day long.
Instead, Wade makes an errant pass, but they're able to get away with it as Hall tracks it down. Now up top with it is Ruby, gets it back to Wade. You're right, Coach. She had to sit for a long time in that first half, as now she's going to get a good look at 3 here and splashes it.
You know, she's been a valuable part of her offense when she's been in the game.
Averages 10.3 points per game, as well as 5.8 rebounds, and now a try on the other end comes off. Battling for the basketball, we're going to get a jump ball, and it's going to stay right here. Justin Kalen, Gary Forrest on the call for you this evening. Scott Moore, our on-site producer. Leslie Moore operating the cameras for us.
Tough shot once again by Young. You know, that medium-range 10-footer, which she's really good at. Ouch.
Ooh. Brickey head first into that scores table.
Lucky that scores table's got a little give to it because, like you said, man, it was head first. She's kind of slight of build as it is. And she's got to guard probably the best player right now for Woodford.
She hasn't been scared of the moment.
Nope, she stepped right in there. A lot of offensive-minded people don't. There's a good move inside.
And Wade going to draw some contact, so she'll have a couple free throws upcoming. As Coach Hatchett going to make a change.
Well, Young picks up her second foul this quarter. That's 3.
Yeah,
I think she'll have to come out.
Not ideal as Wade misses that first free throw, and it
interesting.
Will
Keeps
not
her
be
in.
Young, yeah. That is interesting. Instead, it's going to be Jade Madej coming to the sideline.
Yep. Well, I think she can trust Young to play without picking up that fourth, but she's already picked up 2 this quarter.
27-25, Woodford County on top. They've scored all 3 points here in this third frame, and now Brickey looking to change that and does.
Did a great job. Took it right into Wade's chops and said, block it or foul me, and you'll have your third.
So that's now a tie ball game again, and 15 points for Bryn Brickey. Wade will try another 3, this time too much on it. Gordon clears the offensive rebound, and we're going to get a foul, or they're going to call jump ball. So it'll stay here with Woodford County. Inbound, Hall will try the 3. Rebounded, and nearly another opportunity, but taken out of the hands of Caroline Gribble. And now back the other direction's Madison Young, and that's why she didn't get taken out of the game, Coach.
Well, you know, if I'm Woodford, I maybe try to take a charge on her, get that 4th foul. You know, I think I would look to drive Young and make her either foul me or leave me alone.
And trying to thread the needle there down low for Haley Gordon.
You know, Young is such an aggressive player. I could see her getting another foul.
He's now driving in with it. Another good attempt at the bucket. But Grace Turner couldn't knock that one in. For those of you that missed it in the first half, coached her grandfather. Thought we'd throw that out there again.
Yeah, for those that missed it, yeah. Well, right now, Young really having to back off defensively.
And that's going to be a good look.
We'll see what that does to her aggression this second half.
Gribble now with 4 points as here comes Madison Young, and there's another bucket up and in.
But if I'm Woodford, I take it at Young. She's valuable to him. She gets that fourth foul. That puts them in a world of hurt.
She's now got 12 points for the game. As Woodford
and a rebound
will indeed continue to drive inside as here comes Young again, and she's going to be fouled, and guess by who? Taylon Wade.
Well, Wade's a competitor. She saw Young come and said, all right, I'll go mano-a-mano. But she got her hands out there on her hand checking. That was an easy call.
Tell you what, Taylon Wade, just a freshman, but good-looking basketball player. As Young step back three.
That probably isn't Young's strong point.
Missed everything that time.
No, those are competitive juices there.
South Oldham leading by 2, 31-29. Now Wade. Inside here for Hall. Back out, three-pointer comes up empty. And rebounded by Pratt.
Pratt, good job on the boards. Nice pass.
Yeah, in for Pratt, who gets it up and in.
Young delivered on the money.
And that'll bring us to a timeout here with 3:50 left in this third quarter. We'll step aside for a break as well. Stick with us. More Oldham High School's basketball coverage coming right up on Glycod.
To ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the
Halfway through this third quarter as we have got a 33-29 lead for South Oldham as they come into this one 29th district champions, 15-11 on the season. Woodford County 18-7. They were the 30th district runners-up. And it has been a fun ball game so far here in this one, as it is Yellow Jacket basketball coming out of the timeout. Justin Kalin, Gary Forrest alongside you. Dropping this one down low, and a good spinning attempt at the bucket by Caroline Gribble.
Well, great pass from Wade outside. Saw Gribble on the block, posted up.
Ricky's three comes off. Woodford County with a chance to tie or take the lead. And instead, it's going to be taken out of there by Anaya Pratt. Quickly up for Bricky. Bricky will attack Wade, and good decision.
I tell you what, got number 4 on Wade. Bricky rolled the dice and got the foul.
Well, she's going to head to the free throw line. And that was indeed number 4 on Taylon Wade.
Well, Bricky known as an outside shooter, but twice tonight she's done a great job of giving a little shimmy and taking it to the hole, and both times, picked up fouls on Woodford players.
I've been impressed with the speed of Bryn Bricky so far tonight.
Kind of slithers.
Yeah, exactly. As she goes 1 of 2 from the stripe
I tell you
here.
what, they're lucky they didn't get a 4th foul on Young. She got an over-the-back tip, no call.
And then on top of that, South Oldham keeps the basketball. But we're going to get another timeout taken here first. This time it'll be a full timeout. We'll sneak one in ourselves. Stick with us. More Oldham High School's basketball coming up on Glycod.
Time matters, and when you need a fast and easy car wash, try Clementine's. Family-owned and open 24 hours a day. Clementine's is a touchless wash that can make your car look as good as new in as little as 3 minutes. Visit them at Kroger Fuel Center at 2010 Highway 53 in LaGrange. Clementine's, a proud supporter of high school athletics, and juiced by Thomas Car Wash.
You're watching Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
34-31, South Oldham leading over Woodford County. Justin Kalen, Coach Gary Forrest back here alongside you as we've got 3:09 left here in this third quarter. Game 2 of 2 as we saw a 44-27 Grant County win in that first game over Owen County. This one, Coach, been much closer throughout the entirety.
Set play for Young. They had it sniffed out.
Instead, they'll get it in play for Allie Stahl.
Bodies fall.
Now Young.
Once again, not on balance on her shot.
And now Gordon nearly walking with it near midcourt. Instead kicks it over to the left for Lonnie Jones, the 7th grader who's back in the game. Averages 3.5 points a contest.
Well, South would be fortunate. They try to make some hay with Wade out. Right now, the one they want to guard is 22, Gordon.
And Gordon has been quiet.
Bricky just caught one in the chops.
Jones in control, nearly loses it, but able to recover, and
That's
I spoke too
Jones.
soon.
Yes.
Yep. Back to South Oldham it goes.
Jones had her post player wide open, but she was predetermined where she was going, and it ended up being a turnover.
Anaya Pratt set to toss this one in play. Gets it into the hands of Grace Turner. Turner with just 2 points, averaging 8 coming in.
Bricky
again.
Hey, took it to the left hand, started right, went left.
Making a serious case for most outstanding player here in this one. As Haley Gordon picks up her dribble again.
There's what she does well.
And Madison Young, the other end, gets the finish. Her 6th point of the quarter, and we're going to get another full timeout taken here with 2:08 remaining in this third quarter. We'll sneak one in ourselves. South Oldham by 7. You're watching Oldham High School's basketball coverage right here on Glycod.
To ease the stress of running a business? Then count on the accountants at Kelly King & Company. They offer a wide array of services, including taxes, payroll, and bookkeeping, while providing deep analysis and strategic guidance to help you make sound, smart business decisions. Contact Troy and Crestwood at 502-241-5656 or visit them online at kingcpa.net. Kelly King & Company, proudly serving and supporting Oldham County for generations and a dedicated partner to small business.
You're watching Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
And there comes a guy out of the hospitality room loaded for bear.
Back here at the Roy, Henry County High School. You've been in that hospitality room a time or two, haven't you,
I
Coach?
tell you, it kills us when we're up here on the air. Can't get in there. You know, there's not a better hospitality room, I don't think, this side of the Mississippi.
I know you're a big fan of it. As we've got a 38-31 ball game here. South Oldham leading by 7.
Boy, Bricky locked up with Gordon. She's chewing gum. She's going to know what flavor it is.
Bryn Bricky has been incredible here in this game. 18 points for her as the 7th grader.
Boy,
Knocks down a 3, Lonnie Jones.
kind of looked like she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. As now inside, Bricky throws up a wild one. And she is going to pick up a foul following the miss. They actually get Anaya Pratt on the foul.
I like what they're doing. They're chasing Gordon, and I don't know if the rest of them are good enough to get her the ball back.
10 first half points for Haley Gordon, yet to score here in this second half as Jones falls down.
I tell you what, I like the idea of what Woodford's doing. They've got the young 7th grader, and she's going against probably South's best defender in Young, and Young's in foul trouble. And she's aggressive, and she's playing aggressive.
Now here is Jones with it.
See, I look for him to take it right at Young.
Well, now Young just jumps the passing
That's
lane.
what she does.
Takes it away all the way to the other
And
end.
I thought got a foul, but no call.
That's now 8 points in this third quarter for her. 16 for the game. So I might have spoke too soon.
Sure.
Madison Young, Bryn Brickey battling it out for most outstanding player. Now the missed three badly here on the other end by Emma Ruby. Ruby knocked down those 2 threes in the first quarter, but has yet to make one since.
Little missed inside.
Nearly another takeaway here by the Dragons. In the hands here of Hall. On top now Jones. She's not scared of the moment. Will fire another one. It connects again.
Yeah, well, she forgot to call bank on that one from out front.
Makes it 40-37 now. Down to 30 seconds left.
Can't say enough the job that Brickey has done on Gordon this quarter.
Here's Brickey driving to the bucket on the offensive end. I'll tell you what, she has taken some hard falls. She ran into the scores table a little bit ago. She is out there playing.
I think she's having to come off the floor. I think took that one right in the solar plex. The trainer right there, South Oldham trainer right on top of things.
It looked like she might have just got the wind knocked out of her there. As they'll come out on the floor and they'll make sure that it is good to go. So they'll send both teams over to their sidelines, but with just 18 seconds left, we'll keep it here until the quarter break.
Well, you know, Justin, she may have hit her face when she hit the floor. I see the trainer. She's got her head leaned back, so I don't know if she hit her chin or her forehead. Because when she got up, she looked okay, but then she took about 2 steps and got really rubber-legged.
Either way, it doesn't sound ideal.
Well, they can buy another minute. Coach bought them a minute here in the timeout, but they'll set up a play, and if they don't get a good shot, I would assume they'll try to take it to the end. They only have 19 seconds to go in this third quarter. And there's Young.
Yeah.
Bad angle, but she got a good bounce.
I'd call that a good-looking shot as she gets her 10th point here in this third quarter. Now 18 for the game. We're down under 10 seconds.
Big
now
steal.
A takeaway. Here comes Grace Turner. Yes, ma'am.
Big turnover.
And that will bring us to the end of 3 quarters of play. South Oldham with a 7-point lead heading to the 4th and final quarter. We'll have that for you on the other side. Stick with us. We've got more 8th Region Girls quarterfinal action coming right up on Glycod.
You cannot depend on Oliver's parallel parking.
Hey, you got it, man!
But you can always depend on his car starting because he has an Interstate battery. Interstate batteries, outrageously dependable.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Trying to be a responsible citizen and the best recycler you can be, but you just aren't sure what goes where? Google Oldham County Waste Wizard and check out the Wizard search engine. Just type in the name of your mystery item and see what pops up. It will tell you whether it goes in the trash, recycle bin, or donations. It tells you how to discard troublesome items like paint and televisions. Can you believe it even tells you how to get rid of a boat? Oldham County Waste Wizard. Do you believe in magic?
This message funded by Oldham County Solid Waste Management.
Back here, Henry County High School. 4th and final quarter of our second of 2 games here this evening. Justin Kalen, Gary Forrest back alongside you. And it is South Oldham with a commanding 44-37 lead here as we start the 4th. Great spurt coming out of half, Coach.
Well, right now working on Brickey on the sideline. Trainer has her gloves on. That usually means there's some blood. I don't know how that pass got through.
As Pratt's shot missed, and for those just joining, Bryn Brickey put on quite a performance here in this one. 18 points for her. Took a spill towards the floor at the end of that third quarter.
South with a little run here in the last minute of the third quarter. Another turnover.
And here comes Madison Young. Yep. Now 20 points for the junior.
Yeah, see, that's Young gets a hand in there, knocks it loose, and then ends up benefiting with a bucket. She better be careful, though. Still got those 3 fouls.
Now Jones will fire another 3. The 7th grader hit 2 of them in that third quarter, but that one comes up empty.
Well, I think Jones is playing with a lot of enthusiasm. Some of her shots might be a little lacking. Nice box out inside by Turner.
And she's going to get rewarded with it being South Oldham basketball.
And might have got a little extra bump in there as well.
Take them when you can get them,
Certainly,
right? It's now inbounds for Turner.
The thing that technical foul on Woodford's coach.
I was wondering why they stopped play.
Well, he stopped it right in front of Oldham's coach, and I was going, why would she get a T? She benefited.
Latier Eason still making her feelings known from that Woodford bench.
You got to forget that. You're still in the game, but, you don't want to give away points. And Young doesn't make the first one.
Now Coach Eason will sit down wisely.
Well, the other thing you want to look at, they brought Bricky. She's back up at the end of the bench where the coach is set. But the question is, who's going to guard Gordon? Bricky did a great job defensively on her. So it'll be interesting to see who guards. If I'm guessing, it may be Grace Turner, but we'll have to see.
You still got Madison Young with just 3 fouls, so you could theoretically stick her on.
No, I don't think you would. No, you don't want to put Young on there with her in semi-foul trouble as it is.
As now the missed shot, but another opportunity up and in, and Madison Young has taken over this ball game.
Well, you're seeing the Madison Young that we talked about earlier, who for the first half couldn't buy a shot, and now she's kind of got it going. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Bricky.
16 in the half for Madison Young, now 24 for the game. And here comes Haley Gordon across the timeline, up for Lonnie Jones.
Yep, it's going to be Turner guarding Gordon.
And right now it doesn't matter as South Oldham just keeps forcing turnover after turnover.
Turnover number 7. And that guy just went through there with a big box load of hot dogs and didn't even call your name.
Thought about waving them down. Don't think I didn't, Coach.
Tell him what your car looks like out there in the lot.
As inside here is the Yellow Jackets and a lot of contact. That is number 4 if it's on her.
It's on Young with 6 minutes to go. You just got to be smart. So, hey, it's not worth a bucket for the foul.
So it'll be Haley Gordon stepping to the stripe and gets the first. There goes Madison Young over to the sideline as look who comes back out there, Bryn Bricky. Lose one playmaker and you get another back out there. As Haley Gordon knocks them both in. She's now got 12 in the game.
Well, if you're South.
Turner
banks one in. I don't think I heard her call it.
Well, we all know the banks stay open late here in Henry County. As that one knocked out of play, but it'll stay with Woodford County.
Stahl doing a good job defending the wing pass. Turner is staying on Gordon. So I like that move.
And now a couple bodies on the ground, another jump ball. We've certainly seen our fair share of jump balls here in this game.
Well, this fourth quarter in particular, it seems like we can't play 5 seconds without one.
The Old Jackets trailing by 13 as they've got to string something together in a hurry as Hall's 3 comes off long. Rebounded by Bricky. She'll send it into the corner. Good look here for Turner, and that one's long and out of play. Last touched by South Oldham.
Well, Turner's more of an out front shooter. Dribble drive, shoot it in the paint. I've not seen her shoot a lot from the wings down in the corner. And when she shot it, missed it, she just kind of nodded her head like, it probably wasn't me. But I like the job she's doing on Gordon. So Gordon, they made life rough on her.
Now, three-pointer here again by Lonnie Jones, this time coming up empty.
We've not seen Wade come back into the game. You know, she's over there with 4 fouls, been there since midway through the third quarter. I think we're going to have a discussion, and I think Woodford may win this one.
Bunch of their fans upset following that call. Long discussion here.
I'm just glad they'll have a camera to go to.
No kidding.
I told you.
You know, Coach, as fast as they just did that down there, why at the collegiate level is it taking so long? Like, what the heck? Figure it out. As Jones, another three, misses everything. And a foul down low on Haley Gordon. Woodford County will toss it inbounds here.
Too easy.
Yeah, way too easy, but Gordon.
I think Gordon was looking for a foul, and you could have made a case for it.
52-39, under 5 to play. South Oldham inching closer to punching their ticket to a semifinal tomorrow.
And missed a
Or
walk.
not tomorrow. Three-pointer, guess who? Bricky.
No.
Nope, you're right. It was
13th
Allie
stall.
Yep. Eyes got the better of me there.
Well, we're used to calling it.
Maybe that's what it was, just muscle memory. 55-39 is another
Turnovers.
Woodford turnover.
Number 8 this half. 17 total for the game. So we asked about Wade. She reappears. Got to take it right at her. Oh, my goodness.
Whoa.
Right in front of the official, man. I mean, got drilled. Bricky did. And what I liked about it, she got up and sprinted down the floor. Didn't stand shaking her head or looking at the official.
Did the splits as she landed.
Man, I mean, right in front of us.
As Hall now going to back down her man. Up and in. That was Anaya Pratt. That's 4 points now for Hall. And a takeaway on the other end.
Little carelessness.
Under 4 to play.
Well, you know, South's got the lead, yet they're playing like they're down. Might want to slow down a little bit.
Now Gordon, she'll look for another bucket and get it. That's now 14 for her.
No hurry. See, I just wonder. You know, it's one of those no, good shot. That's 2 in a row.
She just hit one,
for
Coach.
Stall. That's right.
You gotta let her shoot.
What do I know?
Now up top with it is Woodford. They trail by 15. What a performance here in this second half for South Oldham. Using that momentum from the end of the first half. And
nice
now,
pass.
Yeah, in for Gordon. She'll get another one to fall.
Here comes your hot dog lady.
Think they got the last one.
Nah, I see a couple. No, it's right. It's empty. Never made it to you.
As Madison Young gets another bucket. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, Coach. That's okay. As three-pointer there. Taylor Wade.
Well, let's just have a shootout here in the last couple of minutes.
I'm good with it.
2-2-1. South playing like they're behind. Might want to slow things down a little bit.
Now Madison Young back in the game.
Get things back under control.
She'll drive in and scoops it up and in.
Yeah, that's her scooper. She can make that one.
And she has now got 10 points in this fourth quarter alone, 10 in the third as well. Now up to 28 points in the game, and we're going to get to a timeout here. We'll step aside for one as well. Stick with us. More Oldham High School's basketball coverage coming up on Glycod.
When you need protection and peace of mind with superior service, contact Jay Hall at Insurance Associates in LaGrange. Choose from their range of policies that cover what you value most, including dozens of top-name insurance companies like Westfield. For more information and a free no-obligation quote, call 502-222-9558. Insurance Associates at 204 West Jefferson Street in LaGrange. Insurance for all areas of your life.
You're watching Oldham High School's basketball from Lycon.
2 minutes and 16 seconds remain here in this second of two quarterfinals here this evening inside Royale Winchester Gymnasium, the home of Henry County. Justin Kalin, Gary Forrest back here alongside you. And Coach, it was a close game at half. 25-23, South Oldham had a lead, but they have really exploded here in this second half.
Well, you know, they trailed the first half almost for the entire half. Within the last 10 seconds, went ahead by 2, and it's been all South Oldham here in this second half.
Woodford County running out of time. Winner advances to take on Grant County. Loser done for the season. Woodford inbounds it here. Now up top with it is Wade. And Wade loses possession, but last touched by South Oldham.
You know, once again, very fortunate. Had a back tap by Young, could have easily been her 5th. You know, you give up the bucket rather than foul yourself out. Your team needs you. And they've got her to the best place. A little happy feet out there out front. 10th turnover this half for Woodford, so they're not helping their own cause.
And how many did they have in that first half?
They had 8, so that's 18 total for the game.
Not ideal. And now a near takeaway here in the backcourt.
Well, you don't want to spin dribble. And Turner is, one of the things she'll do is she likes to spin dribble, but late in the game, you're asking yourself to be back tapped or trapped. You always want to face the basket.
Now Bricky in possession, goes over the top.
A great pass.
Absolutely. And Allie Stahl's got a rewarder after a pass like that, but she comes up empty.
Well, a lot of people would think, well, Bricky was being too nice. She needed to shoot it, but I like the fact that it was team first.
Now Wade driving in.
She's not sticking her head in there in defense since she got banged pretty hard.
Yellow Jacket's going to turn it over here. Add another tally to your mark there, Coach.
Coach is telling her, instead of making the pass, back it out. The clock is your friend now. We don't need to score anymore. I thought that was amazing. She got up to her just enough to put those couple of points of jewels in there. Let's see if she does a better job backing it out some now rather than making the pass.
Thought Woodford was going to start the foul game. And now it looks like they are going to start that foul game. Does this surprise you, Coach, with 1:07 left?
No, but they just found the wrong person.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to foul Bricky the way she's made everything else. This is one of the closer shots she's going to have.
She'll try to push this lead up to 16 as it gets eerily quiet in here. She'll hit the first.
Well, you know, and no points deducted for the rim. That one's slick.
And gets them both.
Both of them, neither one of them. What was that? NBA? Nothing but air in there.
That gives Bricky 20 now for the game, and we're down to a minute left.
As good as she's played offensively, I think she's been as good defensively.
Yeah, I agree with that. And now another foul down low as Anaya Pratt cleared the rebound. So she'll head the 94 feet and step to the stripe. So South Oldham Looks like they're going to advance and take on Grant County. First free throw up and in by Pratt. And she goes 1 of 2. By the way, those semifinals will be here on Friday.
It's been a while since Gordon scored.
As another foul down on the floor. Haley Gordon, 18 points in the game, 8 of those coming here in the second half. As we've still got a 15-point lead for South Oldham, and now a chance to go to the stripe here and add on to that. And once again, it's Bryn Brickey, not exactly who you want to send to the line, as she hits the first. Gets them both. How about now 22 for Bryn Brickey? And now she's going to get a steal here. And instead of going up for Madison Young, she keeps on to it a little bit, then gives it up to Young. And Young going to back it up towards the timeline. Looks like South Oldham's content with a 67-50 win here in this one. An impressive performance for the Dragons here in the second half. And they will advance to take on Grant County on Friday night. As we have hit triple zeros, that'll wrap it up here for this contest. We'll step aside for a break, come back on the other side, and we'll begin to break it down in our postgame. Stick with us for that right here on Glycon.